Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am here with another plan with me in my 52 weeks of foiled fandom. There we go. I got it right. Okay. So I know it's been a minute since we've done a voiceover, but I ended up having a couple of problems during this spread and I just didn't like the flow of it. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to do a voiceover. So that way we can actually just talk about the story and everything, because this was the video that I talked about the aquarium trip. So on what was supposed to be Monday's video but ended up going up on Tuesday, I talked about our trip out to the USS Lexington, and then I'd said that I was going to save the aquarium trip for later, and so that's what this one is. And I was like, you know what, it was a very fun and amazing trip and I don't want to overshadow it. So I am using a kit by Scribble Co. Obviously, we can see that. And then this foil is from Pink Diamond Planner Co. I think it is. Anyways, it's like this really awesome bronzy color, which I thought went really, really well with the whole theme of this kit. So yeah. So let's get into it. Aquarium. It was a blast. We had so much fun. So where did I leave off? I don't remember exactly where I left off, but we had gone to the USS Lexington first, and then we went out to lunch. And while we were at lunch, we were like, oh, we didn't even look at ticket prices for the aquarium. And we started looking at the ticket prices, and not that that's a big deal. We had already planned on going to the aquarium anyways. We just didn't know exactly how much the tickets were. I knew they were not like $10 tickets, but I didn't have the exact price. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We looked at the price, and I was like, well, geez, what's the price of an actual membership? And so we looked at the price of the membership, and we were like, oh, well, two visits, and it's paid for itself. I mean, and then some, because in fact, 2 visits would be over the price of what a membership was. So you're like, you know what, let's just go ahead and get a membership. We're not going to be, we're going to come out to this place again. We're not very far from it, and it'll be a fun adventure. So yeah, as you can see, I'm pulling out my monthly functional subs. I've organized them all, and I'm super happy with it. I organized all of my subscriptions in chronological order. So I have a binder for 2019 and 2020s. I don't have very many 2019s or 2020s left in my stash. And then I have a album for 2021 and now 2022, because they are thick, and so they do take up a lot of space for me. So I just was like, it's going to be easier to do it by year instead of trying to fit multiple years into one album. And I'm really glad that I have this, because the kit that I had from Scribble Co. was a mini kit, so it didn't have any glitter headers. It was before she did her reformat of things, so didn't have any glitter headers, didn't have enough functional stickers and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pull out my functional stash, and we'll just augment. And December 2020 was the one that seemed to have the best greens and reds that were going to match this kit. And to give some fair warning, I do use the bougie boxes or the foiled underlays in here, and I'm a hot mess. I'm just a hot mess with it. They're not my jam. And that's okay. That's okay. I can do the stuff on top, can't really figure out how to do the stuff underneath. I am completely fine with that. So back to the aquarium. So we got our membership and we went inside, and we actually got there at a really decent time. Whole bunch of field trips were leaving, which I thought was really cool, and we got there just before there was going to be a dolphin show. So we got to peruse around and everything before we went to the dolphin show. The shark tank is amazing there. This is the aquarium that does scheduled shark dives with customers, like with members or whatever. And we 2 of my kids don't want to do it. But the rest of us do. So we are going to plan on doing that and everything. So the shark tank was really cool. They were cleaning it while we were there, so we did not get to see the sharks as well as we would have liked. I saw my octopus, which was being rather shy. The jellyfish were absolutely gorgeous. And I have the best story in the world after we get to the dolphin show. So we do everything and stuff, and we start walking over to like the Caribbean area where there's all these birds like the flamingos and the macaws, and there's a small little manta ray tank and stuff. We go over towards the flamingos, and we get further into it, and by this point 3 of my kids are way ahead of me, and so is my husband. And all of a sudden, I just step up next to the flamingos to kind of look at them, and they go ham wild. They're like squawking. Oh my gosh. My husband's like, I can't take you anywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So we start walking over towards the macaws, and there's this one scarlet macaw that we didn't see in like the area where we thought he was. He was actually behind us, and we turned around, and he's like leaning over, and like, I coined it making eyes at me, because he was like head down to the side, like trying to nuzzle the tree. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And my husband's like, I really can't take you anywhere. Because it was funny, I would walk away and then turn back around, and he'd start that same behavior. So I have no idea what kind of behavior that was. If anybody knows, I will totally take your word for it, because I don't know what the behavior was. We went over to a little manta ray tank, and they weren't really in a mood to be touched, so that was fine. We go downstairs where the shark tanks were. We'll look at all of that. Had a great time down there, and we're trying to figure out how do we get back to the first floor so that we can head out to the dolphin show, and we're turned around and everything. We ended up going back upstairs to where the birds were at, and as soon as we walk, there's this bird that's on this thatched roof, and he's just squawking away. And my husband's like, yeah, you can't come here anymore. These birds just they don't like you. I'm like, yeah, let's get out of here. We figured out how to get to the first floor, and we went to the dolphin show. Amazing dolphin show. We start going down, and we see that one side is already really filled up, and then there's some seats in the front row for on the other side. So we start heading down there, and the employee that was working there, it was like, this side's the splash zone, just for you to know. And we were like, okay, cool, like, we don't care. So we sat in the front row. Yeah, we got drenched. It was so much fun. The kids were like, oh my word. My second oldest was not happy. He did not want to get drenched. My daughter was like, really, Mom? Really? I'm like, you know what, you guys, you'll dry off. Enjoy it. Have a good time. It's gonna be awesome. So my oldest was like, yep, we've done this before. I'm drenched. And yeah, and it was, I had my purse with me, and I ended up putting my purse on my lap, and so I had a big dry spot on the front of me. So I was the only one that did not look like they had peed their pants. So I was smart in that endeavor. We get done, we go find restrooms so that we can wash up, because it was really salty water. And we were all sticky and stuff. And we head over to the stingray tank, and we were just there in time, just before the stingrays were about to be fed. And now, instead of giving you like a tray of fish, they just have a worker that comes around and will ask you if you want to feed them, and if you do, they will give you a fish, and they teach you how to do it and everything. And my second oldest didn't want to do it, but everybody else participated, which was really, really fun. It is, when you feed a stingray, so you put the little like fish between 2 fingers, and you slide your hand down the side of the pool, and you let them come up, and they're gonna vacuum suction it up. So yeah, it is the coolest and weirdest feeling all at the same time. So yeah, so we did that, and we got to feed them a few times. The second time she came around to give us food, I was showing my husband, because he was a little like because he had a tail the first time, and this time he had a head, and so I was showing him, how to put it through his fingers, and they were like, be careful of the birds, and I thought I was pretty good, but this bird was even quicker, and came up, and its wing clipped my cheek, and he stole my fish. And we were just laughing. I was like stunned because I was like, he just hit my face. And nobody knew that he hit my face until afterwards when I told him. So yeah, luckily the worker was very nice to bring over another fish. She was like, just be careful. I'm like, you know what? You've got fish here that are going to eat this. It's not like I was like, hey, birdie, here you go. But yeah, we had a blast. They were laughing. The kids were laughing so much at this and just the sensation. And there was there was two stingrays that would actually come up and hover under you. They wanted the attention. It was so cute. We were like, oh, you're so adorable. And they would just be like, yep, I'm coming over to you, and now you have to pet me. It was so cute. So we had an amazing time. I'm trying to think of like what else we did there. I mean, it's a huge aquarium, and it was a lot to take in. So yeah, we are definitely going back. I think it will be a wonderful time again, because now we'll be like, okay, yeah, now we know, and we can spend some time. But definitely the next time we go, we're going to be scheduling at least one set of us to do the sharks, if not the four of us that want to do it. It'll just depend. So they do it in groups of two. So we wouldn't do us four at the same time. We do the first two, and then if we could get into a later time, then we do the second two. It just depends. We'll figure it out. But I figured that would be a fun adventure for the kids to be able to actually, go down and swim with some sharks. So that would be fun. Yeah, here's my fingers. This is where I was talking about the whole the whole stingrays and feeding and getting stuff. So yeah, I was trying to show you what we were doing. So I had stories to tell you guys. So I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think there was like anything adventurous. I was in jeans, go figure, right? My cropped capri jeans that I wear every single day, and my husband was actually in more clothing that was like able to dry faster, but for some reason he did not dry as fast as the rest of us. And so I was like, you need to figure out your clothing the next time. Like, this is not okay. So he was getting the brunt of it, because by the time we all got home, we were all dry. But yeah, it was definitely another shower day. So everybody had showered that morning. We were like jumping in the shower. We could not wait to like wash all of that saltiness off. When I say we got splashed, we got splashed. It was so much fun. So much fun. I do wish that it was a pretty cloudy day out there. So obviously when we were on the USS Lexington, couldn't see very far because there was some fog out there. And then it was very, very gray. So it was just gray. So I do wish that it was kind of just a little bit sunnier. I did love the breeze, because then it wasn't hot and stuff. So, and it was a good time. The other place that we saw as we were going up there was the museum right across the harbor. So we're all kind of interested in that one as well. At first we thought that was the aquarium and stuff. And then once we got higher up on the bridge, we figured out where it was. So now we're all intrigued to go to the museum, which, okay, like, all right, kiddos, we can do this. Like, want to do it? I am all for it. So I am just finishing up the weekend here. As you can see, I have all of these bougie boxes. I really wish I would not have laid that weekend banner down that way, but it kind of is what it is. and just finishing off the weekend, I kind of feel like this is very appropriate for the crazy kind of week that has already happened. We haven't had anything crazy like T-Rexes escape and come after us, so I guess that's a really, really good bonus. But it's just a normal week down here in South Texas. So just finishing up, like I said, I really am glad that I have this functional sub to kind of fill in that bit, but I think I need to watch some more videos on how to do these underlay boxes, because to me it just looks not good. But I am my own worst critic. Is that how it goes? Anyways, gathering everything up, trying to figure out. I love the cute little icons on here. Like, the icons are super, super tiny on here, which I think is normally, like, the other shops that I have, they're not that tiny. So I did like that. I figured that would probably be fun to put in the, monthly remix. Ooh, which reminds me, I need to update my monthly remix. Yeah, squirrel. And then I have kind of been, like, if there's a lot of deco in a kit, I'm really, like, wanting to use it. So obviously there's a lot of deco that comes in these Scribble Prints Co. Kits. And I love doing this, just adding them onto the functional boxes, because then I don't have to think so hard. I don't have to think so hard about what icon to grab that's going to match the activity. Like, it's just there. Now, does every single box have icons or this deco? No, because there wasn't enough to go around. But that's completely fine. And I think it just adds a whole other different kind of it just brings the whole spread together. And I did forget to foil the bottom left full box that I put down there in the bottom left. Just got away from me, but this kit turned out super, super cute. So, as always, everything will be linked down in the description box, because that's where I use it. I don't remember what week we are on, and stuff, but yeah. Other than that, if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. You hit the notification bell and leave a comment. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. As I'm sitting here just chatting through it, because I will see you in my next video. And until then, you guys have a good time. I'm just gonna babble here for just a minute, so you can end it. It turned out a really cute kit. Like I said, cute kit. There it is. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you next time. See ya.